Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell Miller. Hey, in this video, I want to talk to you about the steps that you need to take or you need to go through in order to become the person that you actually want to be. So this is going to be a video for people that are not satisfied with where they're at in life right now. So if you're someone like me who has a growth mindset, who knows that you can always improve on something to get better at something, to become a better person, that's who this video is for, okay? If you are satisfied with life and you just don't care if things get better or not and you're just kind of going with the flow, or you're a negative Nancy and you're just fucking miserable, this probably isn't a video for you. Now, come back to this in the future when you want to change, because the process I'm going to walk you through is the exact steps that you have to take no matter what it is that you want to improve at in order to improve at something, okay? So the 3 steps, I'm going to list them now and then I'm going to go into each one. And that's going to be becoming aware of what it is that you want to do or become, and then learning about what it is you want to do and become, and then actually practicing that. Because once you get enough practice in, that's going to turn you, the last video I just filmed about becoming a confident person, that confidence you're going to build by becoming the person that you're wanting to be is going to level up your life in so many different ways, okay? So the first part right here is going to be a little difficult to explain. I might confuse you, but try to stay with me. When it becomes, let's start with the first step is awareness, okay? If you want to become somebody of substance in life, somebody of value, or you know there's areas there's areas in your life that you want to change or improve on, the first thing that you need to do is becoming aware of what it is that you want to change or get better at or become. So I'm more than positive. I read this from a book a couple years ago. It's probably out there in the bookshelf right now. I'm pretty sure there's 4 steps to this, but I'm only remembering, I think, 2 or 3 of them. The first one is going to be you don't know what you don't know, okay? Let me break this down. It is going to be physically impossible to become a different person or to get better at something when you don't even know the thing that you want to get better at even exists. So how do you do that? Well, from my experience, becoming aware of something that you don't even know exists typically comes down from trying to improve or study other areas of your life, for example. So so for example, let me give you something that everybody can more than likely I guess agree with or reference or whatever, okay? So I've been real big on studying like attraction between like men and women recently. So if you get broken up with somebody or you're trying to get a girlfriend, you know that there's a way to, there's things out there that can teach you how to get a girlfriend or how to get a boyfriend. However, once you start dating somebody and you get broken up with, you might then start watching videos on like how to get your ex back, and then you might become aware that there is a scientific, like proven thing called attachment styles. I had no fucking clue these existed until a couple months ago, okay? So, with that being said then, once you become aware of attachment styles on how people actually attach to somebody and find love, then you can start studying that, and that typically comes from how they were raised by their parents. So when you understand attachment styles and you're with somebody for more than 6 or 7 months, when you actually become attached to them, because it takes about that long, that is when you're going to see like the true colors of who you are and who that other person is, okay? And so when you understand these attachment styles, it makes dating a little easier, because then you're like, okay, well, I want that, but I don't fucking want that. Right? So that's how you become aware of stuff. Becoming aware of something that you don't know exists is going to naturally happen when you start educating yourself, which is the second step, around things that you already know exist. So now, if we know, for the sake of this example, that attachment styles are a thing, now we know that attachment styles exist, but we don't know anything about them. So to become the last step, you know what you know. We know attachment styles exist, and now we know about them. That brings us to stage number 2, and that's going to be actually spending the time to research, to educate yourself around that topic, okay? So there's books, there's audio books, there's courses, YouTube videos, downloadables, you can get coaches, you can go to events. There's so many different ways that you can educate yourself around something that you want to get better at. And in my case, I like watching videos, I like taking courses, and I've been big on audiobooks recently because I can listen to audiobook as like a background noise, which I'm not fully paying attention to, but you can still pick up on certain things while I'm sitting here working. So after this video, I might throw on an audiobook, and when I'm working, I had that as background noise, so I'm not doing anything like intense. Okay? So then, once you become aware of that, okay, well now I'm aware an attachment style exists. I know there's secure, anxious, there's dismissive avoidant, and there's fearful avoidant. Now you can start studying what these kinds of people display behavior-wise, and then when you talk to people, you can ask them questions. So for example, a great way to find out who somebody is in a relationship is going to be like, hey, when you went through your last breakup, how did you heal from that? If they give you some bullshit answer that's like, oh, I kind of just let time fix itself, or I went out and just started dating someone new, more than likely they were running from their feelings and they avoided healing. That's an avoidant. Now, as someone who's secure or anxious, where we become preoccupied with what we want to do, we are going to feel our emotions, we're going to go through that hurt, and we're going to look for ways to improve on what we think we did wrong. That's naturally going to lead to you healing. So if you asked me, for example, what I do in all of my breakups, every single one I've ever had, I'm going to go through that hurt, and then I'm going to figure out what the fuck I did wrong, because more than likely I'm going to feel like I did something wrong, even if I didn't, and then I want to improve that, become a better person, and that's going to lead into me studying about like anxiety or attachment styles, or in this case like attraction, etc., etc. That is going to make you, like, that's going to bring you to that last step. Like, you now know what you know, okay? That brings us into the third step then. The attachment styles really isn't going to apply for this step, so we can talk about, let's just say, like, going out and meeting new people, for example, okay? Just random people, or if you have the intention, like I do, to go out and talk to new girls, this will still apply. So, now the third step to becoming the person you want to be, now that we've done all this education and research on this topic, now we're at a point where we know how to start to become a better person, to practice these new skills. So in my case, it's going to be, which I've never really had an issue with this, but I've never made it an intention to learn, that's meeting new women, right? I've had several relationships, so this has never been a problem for me. As you can tell, I'm very extroverted. It's talking to people and being with people is easy. But like I said, I've never made it an intention to learn how to do this, how to get the girl I want. Okay, so now I am. So then practicing is becoming aware of, okay, how do I tell if a girl's interested in me? How do I approach her? What do I say? How do I ask for a number? How do I get her out on a date? Etc., etc. So in the case of practicing then, this is where people are really going to hesitate to do things. This comes back to the subconscious. Your beliefs about who you are really going to dictate if you're going to become the person you want to be or not. So if you feel like you're not good enough, when it comes time to approaching this woman that I want to approach, okay, or that you want to approach, that you're going to feel bad. You're not going to feel good or feel confident, and that's going to stop you. So the hard part about changing, and this is why most people never change. So if someone shows you who they really are, you need to believe them, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that, like I think Corey Wayne said, most people don't change, they just become a better person of who they are, all right? So in this example then, if I want to meet somebody and I'm like, oh my God, like I want to meet you, but oh, I don't really see signs, or you didn't look at me, or I don't know if you'd be interested or not. I've got black hair right now, you've got blonde hair. That's a wall. That's a fear of rejection, okay? That's going to come. You fearing rejection might stem from a belief of like, I don't think I'm good enough to talk to her. She might not like me. At that point, you have to somehow come up with the courage to be like, fuck it, I'm going to go and do it. And I can tell you right now, every single time that I don't think that I've been, okay, let me rephrase this before I go back to that. Women won't tell you no. They'll more than likely let you down in a very easy way. So when you approach somebody and you get like the excuse of like, oh, I've got a boyfriend, or oh, I'm too busy to date, or oh, I don't have my phone on me, etc., etc., that's a way of getting rejected. since I've gone out and practiced doing this and just like actually going out and like I said, intentionally trying to meet other women, because at this point it's a fucking game and it's kind of fun, you're going to get rejected, and you got to learn to be good with that rejection, because that rejection, you being okay with that rejection that you're going to get from practicing, or the fuck ups or the failures that you're going to accrue from trying to do the thing you want to do, you have to be okay with that. You can't let that stop you. Because what's going to happen is the more you do it, the better you're going to get. You're going to start seeing more success. So like at the time of filming this video, I got a number today, right? It's easy. I didn't even think about it. I was, hey, I'm going to go take the dog home. I'm going to work. What's your phone number? Bam. That's it, right? So at that point, since I'm going out and regularly practicing, that's going to make me competent, because I'm doing that enough times to where now I know, okay, if I do this, the outcome is going to be positive more than likely, and then I'm going to get the result that I want, and I'm going to feel good doing that, and that's going to bring me to the level of confidence. And that confidence is where we're trying to get, because that confidence is what's going to make you feel like a newer and better person, okay? But you can't start, but again, going back to practicing, now if you're doing it alone like I am, and you don't have any guidance or any coaches or any mentors, this could be really difficult for you, especially if you're not good at talking to people like I am. This might be really difficult for you. But you have to just say fuck it and do it. I can tell you right now that when it comes to approaching people who don't know you, even if you get rejected, you're going to get to a point where you're just like, okay, on to the next one. Okay, she didn't want to talk to me. Okay, on to the next girl. There's another one fucking right over there. It's a numbers game, bro. So that's what I said. Like when it comes to doing anything, or for example, if we talk about like sales, right? If you're going to learn how to cold call, you're going to be terrible at it for the first like 900 calls. But you got to keep going, and then you got to keep educating yourself and taking courses, because then when you get success from the courses that you've taken, you're going to get better at it, and you're going to feel good, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to call this person. Watch what happens. And you're going to get to a point where you can just go up to people and like, hey, I'm going to talk to this girl. Hey, I'm going to cold call this business. Watch what happens. And at some point, your ego is going to be like, yeah, you don't like me? Okay, piss off. I don't care. That's where I'm at. Look at me. I'm a 29-year-old man in a wheelchair that's actively going out of his way to meet very attractive women, because I look at myself as being very fucking attractive, and I know I'm a man of value, and I know I can do that whether a physical disability stops me or not. You have to get to that point in life where you can do that, or you're never going to become the person that you want to be. This is why I advocate on leveling up in life. And I just gave you the 3 steps on how to do it. It's not hard. You just have to be willing to change. Okay? You got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to get better at something in order to see the results that you want to see. Life gets so much fucking better when that happens. Look at how I'm talking. Anyways, that's going to be the video, guys. That's a 3-step process. Hope this video helps. This is what I'm doing, man, and I feel awesome because of that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. You get notified whenever I post more videos. And if you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll get back to them. With that being said, guys, I'll see you soon.